And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for spending time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. We are blessed and highly favored here in studio, and so happy and grateful to be your consumer advocate here locally, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Don and Kassie Copeland joining us in studio, our mortgage expert contributors, the Copeland Team, powered by Benchmark Mortgage, right here in Tampa Bay, local lender. We always talk about supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. So we greatly appreciate everybody that does that by calling the show hotline. You hitting us up at consumerqb.com. You can submit an email form there. See all of our previous show videos. By the way, we surpassed 1 million views on our YouTube channel. Shout out to Dave and the team and everybody involved in helping us get over that milestone. Everybody out there for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We greatly appreciate that. We're going to have a clip here from DeSantis talking about property taxes and that movement in Florida, that push to eliminate property taxes on primary residences here in the state of Florida. We're also going to talk about a recent success story that Don and Kassie Copeland have working with a veteran, 100% disabled veteran, and find out about the deal that they got for this veteran whom we love, of course, all of our veterans out there. Greatly appreciate everybody out there fighting for our freedoms, and we are raising our glass. I'm going to play this clip.
And yeah, I'm raising my glass to those saving our ass overseas.
Big shout out to our guys that went down to Venezuela as well and brought the peace to that nation by removing that dictator. It's funny, all the No Kings people all of a sudden were against that. I don't understand that. We removed a king and then now, hey, they're upset about it. But we'll see how that rolls out. Yeah. So, also been reading Charlie Kirk's book, Stop in the Name of God. I got a quick excerpt I'll read for you on that. What a great book, and how honoring the Sabbath will transform your life. So it's kind of tough for us in the real estate industry, the mortgage industry, to take 100% off on the weekends, and sometimes we have to answer our calls, and we have systems in place, of course, to help with that. But I got a really cool clip I want to play, or excerpt from this book I want to read for you on that as well. Ron Fuller back in studio with us, also Tri-County Metals. He's online at tricountymetals.com. All things metal roofing. We're going to talk with him about the roofing industry, the labor supply, the supply chains as well, and what he's seeing out there also through his industry and his daily works out there in the community. All right, so let's jump right into it. We got a couple of hot listings, and we'll talk with our mortgage expert contributors here, Don and Kassie Copeland, on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We always feature our real estate properties live on air. It's part of a strategy that helps us sell faster for more money with less headaches, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings. Let's start off with our highest price listing right now. It's a Weeki Wachee Marina. It's on Shoreline Boulevard, $3.5 million. This is a commercial property. This is a building. Of course, you're buying the real estate as well. 3/4 of an acre lot, waterfront business on the Weeki Wachee River. You have direct access to the Gulf of America, multiple income streams. You got rentals coming in, John boat, kayak, paddleboard rentals, dock space for commercial vessels. You have a retail building that is a commercial store. You have fishing, boating supplies. You have an on-site ice machine generating income. You also have a rental space, living space above the retail store, perfect for a live-in manager or potentially a short-term rental, Airbnb type rental. Now, you also have Suzuki Servicer Provider that has an established motor repair business, including a large enclosed service area, bay door, private office space, multi-flexible space as well. Great opportunity in Hernando Beach. You're close to Hernando Beach and the Gulf. 7154 Shoreline Boulevard, Weeki Wachee, Florida. Yes, we have the Weeki Wachee Marina listed, and I have seen some of the mermaids there. So just stop by and check them out. And 369 West Winds Drive. This one's a great opportunity in Palm Harbor. This is a boating community. You have a conservation view behind you, and you also have a ramp in the community. So you can back your boat down, take the boat out for the day, go fishing, go out there, maybe catch some redfish, some snook, some snapper, some trout. Great opportunity to enjoy that Florida lifestyle to the fullest here at a completely renovated, or I should say mostly renovated property here. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 14 square feet, just under a quarter-acre lot. Baywood Village. It's a boater-friendly community. 369 West Winds Drive, Palm Harbor, Florida. We have open houses going on at a lot of our listings throughout the weekend, so check us out online. You can see all of our listings and search the MLS at platinummvpteam.kw.com. You can see all of our radio TV show experts at consumerqb.com.
Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue.
All right, Don and Kassie Copeland, welcome back into the Consumer Quarterback Show. And Kassie, let's start off with that success story that you have, that recent success story of a veteran that you helped.
Awesome. Well, Happy New Year, first of all.
Yeah.
So this is success story. Let's try that again. So we have a 100% disabled veteran, and many people don't realize that in the state of Florida, if you are a 100% disabled veteran, you do not have to pay property taxes. They were with another lender. That lender was not aware of that, and so they were
because they're not a local lender.
They're not a local lender,
So
they were not aware that Florida has that rule or whatever, and they were trying to tell this veteran that he could not purchase this house.
Wow.
So the listing agent actually referred him to me, and I ran the numbers and realized that he's 100% disabled, and guess what? He is buying his house and closing next week.
Wow, that's amazing.
So,
and it just shows you the difference in professionals, that there's always good, better, and best in any industry.
Correct.
So if you get a turn down out there, if you walk into the big bank on the corner of the major intersection that probably took the bailout money, the big corporations,
Yeah,
right?
right. Sure.
That's why we always say shop local, shop small.
Right.
Don and Kassie Copeland, the Copeland Team, powered by Benchmark Mortgage, right here online at CopelandTeam.com. You know, there's a big difference there between good, better, and best in every industry.
Agree. And it's one of those that, because Don is a veteran, we really love working with veterans, and we have found that a lot of non-local lenders do not want to work with veterans. They don't understand the VA loans, and we have bailed out a lot of veterans from turndowns from the big banks on the corners because they don't want to work with them, and it just baffles us why, so it's we want to go that extra mile for all of our clients, but especially the veterans that they've they sacrificed for us. So.
Don, what do you like about the veteran loans? What do you think is important to know about the VA loans?
Well, I mean, the obvious things are it's 100% financing, no down payment, no monthly mortgage insurance, usually the lowest rate of all the programs, usually. But I think what we're always trying to push is years ago, VA loans were tough and the inspections were really tough, but that's changed. It's not like that anymore. I tell people all the time, I've had loans that I could not have gotten through any other program, but I can get through a VA loan. I'm like, oh, you're a veteran? I can make that work.
Yeah. And what's the misconception there? Because I still hear that to this day. What's the misconception? Why do people have that kind of stigma in their mind?
I wish I knew. No.
Yeah.
Part of it, even just talking about the inspections, is Kassie had an example where we had a
Appraisal.
I'm trying to remember which way it went, but whatever happened, it passed VA and did not pass conventional, which anybody in our business is going to say there's no way that happened, but it just has to do with which appraiser goes out. I mean, it's not a black and white thing. Yeah,
it's a luck of the draw.
Right.
I remember I had one years ago. I don't remember what loan type it was, but there was an issue with the roof. It was kind of one of those borderline, and then we had a contract that failed, went back to the market, and then the next inspector didn't bring it up. They didn't say anything about it, and we're just like, okay, well, it seems like this. So it is kind of luck of the draw. I've had a similar situation with termite inspections. Oh, yeah. You have one termite inspector says, "Oh yeah, this house has termites," and then the seller gets huffy puffy and says, "No way, my house does not have the owner pride coming through."
Yeah.
Right, and then they hire an independent, and nope, this house does not. So it's like, how does that happen?
To me, there needs to be some more regulations because it is like you said, it's a gray. I mean, it's just. It's not black and white on some of these inspections. So.
Right, yeah, exactly. I just think, too, the focus right now should be opportunity. I mean, Look at 2026. Here we are going into to 2026, the 250th year anniversary birthday of our great country. And there's so much opportunity out there. You got DeSantis here in the state of Florida talking about the elimination of property taxes. Let's go ahead and play that quick clip here.
None of these politicians are following what Governor DeSantis actually wants: to wipe out all property taxes on your personal home. Not cut them, not tweak them, eliminate them.
People are getting pinched on property taxes in this state. They have a home that they bought for $250,000 10 years ago. Now they're being told it's worth $750,000, and they have to pay more in tax every year. Even if they don't even raise the millage rate, just the valuation change as an unrealized gain is pinching people. You have senior citizens that have to sell home because they don't have the ability to keep paying the taxes on the house. You have young people. I mean, it's obviously very expensive across the board on a lot of things. Home prices in particular have gone up dramatically over the last 3 or 4, and that's nationwide. It's not just Florida. Wouldn't it be great if they were able to have relief and not be burdened by that?
And the challenge right now is that, and this is actually going before both chambers in the state here in January. This is going before those, because what we have to do, it has to be a constitutional amendment. So it has to have a 60% threshold in order for this to pass. Now, the problem is trying to take money from an existing institution, in this case it's politicians, is a very difficult thing. Right. So what a lot of people don't realize is property taxes are levied by counties and cities, not the state. Right. Okay, so what we're looking to do here is we need one uniform bill or amendment, a proposal that simply says something to the effect of, do you agree with eliminating property taxes for primary residences? We're not talking about commercial properties, vacant land. We're not talking about Airbnb rentals. And this is great, too, because it keeps the hedge funds from buying up so much inventory, or at least it puts a little bit more of a barrier up. But that's what we're talking about. And unfortunately, some of the unscrupulous players in the state of Florida, they put together, I think it's something like 6 or 7 different versions of that. And they call it giving you a menu of choices, but it's really not a menu of choices. It's meant for confusion. Correct. So that's what we have to flesh out. So my call to action for our audience, anybody out there that's really a doer, and you're someone that says, hey, we need to stand up for what's right, what's just, and what's righteous, is that you need the call to action is to send an email, write a letter, call your local representative and let them know that we want one clean bill to put forth on the ballot that says, very plain English, elimination of property taxes on primary residences. And we don't want this diluted versions of $200,000 here, and it excludes only if your home's fully under comprehensive insurances. But what about the homes that are not paid off, or that are paid off and you don't have to have insurances? Then it excludes those people. So anyways, I'll jump off of that bunny trail here, but I'll kind of open it up. I'll open it up to you guys. DeSantis and his move for property tax, and Jay Collins is fully behind that. Blaise Ngolia, the whole team's behind it, except some of the unscrupulous politicians in the state of Florida. Your thoughts, guys?
I'll let you take it.
Yeah. No, I'd say we see, the ones you was just talking about. I think the taxes were $4,000.
Almost $4,000 a year.
Yeah. Property taxes are such a big chunk of the affordability to buy a house.
Yeah.
It's already tough enough. I was reading this morning, kind of related, is the average first-time home buyer is almost 40 years old right now.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
You can't afford. So, yeah, I mean, just to there's moral reasons, I think, to get rid of those taxes. But just the way it would change affordability is going to be
100%.
Yeah, affordability and the fact that it's an unrealized gain. Because every year in the state of Florida, let's face it, we live in paradise. People want to live here. They want to move here.
Sure do.
So every year you got people, snowbirds, moving from the colder climates or from the corrupt places like we just found out in Minnesota, with all the fraud up there with the daycares, the home health cares in other states. And they're moving to Florida. So what is that naturally going to do to our taxes and our value of our home? It's going to make it go up. So Correct. It's a one-way ratchet that is constantly going up. It's only going in one direction. So that example, you bought your house 10 years ago for $250,000. Now 10, 15 years later, it's worth $750,000. That's a true and accurate depiction of what happens. Right. And especially, God forbid, let's say it's a widow. She had a husband that was serving in the military, or maybe a paramedic, or maybe an officer that was killed in the line of duty. And then now she's a widow. How does she pay her property taxes?
Right.
So that's a righteous cause. I mean, that's a reason to really fight this. So again, call, write, email, tweet, whatever you got to do. Let your state representatives know that this is something that you believe in, and it's a really a good call to action for everybody out there to stand up and say, I'm with DeSantis, I'm with Governor DeSantis to eliminate property taxes. And it's unrealized gains, and that's un-American, to get taxed for that. Our founding fathers, we started a revolution over a 3% tax. Now we're upwards of 50% of our income. So it's unbelievable. Quick break, right back. More with Don and Kassie Copeland here. The Copeland Team are mortgage expert contributors, and they are powered by Benchmark Mortgage, online at CopelandTeam.com, CopelandTeam.com. More with our expert contributors here in studio. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at KW.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at KW.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com. Our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back, Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with Don and Kassie Copeland, our mortgage expert contributors. We were just talking between the break. I mean, I wanted them to tell you how many closings they had last year, which was a down year. You won't believe the amount of closings that they did. It's a very impressive number. We're going to talk about a couple of listings, and we'll come right back to that. 9914 Ala Vista Drive in Gibsonton, Florida. This is one of my favorite listings right now. This is waterfront. You have access to the Gulf of America. You're on the Alafaya River in Hillsborough County. 9914 Ala Vista Drive. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1922 square foot elevated stilt home at the end of a quiet street. You have a covered dock as well, 12,000-pound boat lift. Bring your boat, bring your jet skis also. You have a 1,000-pound jet ski lift, and you also are fully solar powered there. You have a metal roof as well, galvanized standing seam metal roof at 9914 Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. Elevated stilt home, $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. at Keller Williams Realty. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 5434 County Road 122 North. This one's in Wildwood. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 1568 square feet. You have a half-acre lot. Price to move. A great value for the size of the location. Spacious home with a large Florida room. Lots of natural light. I love the curb appeal. I love the location as well. Quiet setting in your backyard there. Canopy of trees. Added privacy. 5434 County Road 122 North. Wildwood, Florida. Great location. And just an hour commute to the Orlando airport. You can see all of our listings and search the MLS at platinummvpteam.kw.com. You can see all of our radio, TV show expert contributors, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at consumerqb.com. All right, so last year, a little bit of a down year. The stats that you just told me between the break were pretty good. That's pretty awesome. Very impressive.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a down year, as you said. But keep in mind, our team has been between 4 and 6 people for this past year.
Correct.
Only 2 or 3 are really full time, and we closed $110 million, just over $110 million worth of loans.
Nice.
330 loans.
330 loans.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and I'd like to point out, out of those 330, in addition to those 330, we only denied 2 loans.
Wow, that's impressive.
So if we say we're going to get a loan closed, it's going to
close.
Hey, that's a pretty good batting average, I would say.
I would say so.
That's Hall
I'll
of Fame
take it.
numbers.
Yeah.
That's Hall of Fame numbers right
yes.
there. $110 million in volume, 330 loans, 2 denials. And is that mostly Florida loans, or are you still doing stuff out of state?
So that is mostly Florida.
Yep.
I think of those 330, we had maybe 10 or 12 that were out of state. But
yeah, that's probably a good guess.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so majority Florida.
That's awesome. So if somebody's out there saying, hey, look, I don't know if it's a good time to refinance. I might be able to pay off some – I heard I can pay off some higher interest rate credit card debt. I heard that there's this 80% threshold. I could get rid of my PMI, my private mortgage insurance, or maybe I'm looking to do a purchase. I'm looking at, hey, maybe within the next 6 months to buy my next home or an investment. How would you have that consultation? What options do they have? I mean, can they do it over the phone? Can they do a Skype? Can they sit down with you?
They can anyway, all of the above.
All the above.
Yes. So if they want to call, again, being local, it's 813-807-7603. Also go on to CopelandTeam.com.
Let's chat at CopelandTeam.com.
Let's chat at CopelandTeam.com.
That's the email?
That's the email address. So and that Let's Chat goes to everybody on the team. So somebody's going to get back very quickly. The 813 number, 813-807-7603, that actually rings to all of us. So somebody's going to answer it. So we try to make it as easy as possible for them to talk to us.
It's a good way to do it, yeah.
But we do consultations by phone, or we do a lot of them through video
chat, whatever.
Yep,
whatever's
video
convenient
chat.
For them.
I love it. Yeah, and that way, you can say, hey, because a lot of times people get a little bit nervous if I'm going to meet with somebody, or especially if they bring someone to their house. Hey, just have a quick conversation. You can give them a call directly on their direct dial. It's 813-807-7603, and you can email letschat@copelandteam.com, and that'll put in touch with the team, whoever's available at the time picks up that line. I like that. That way you have the quick response. And I think a lot of times people too, they get caught up in interest rates, and they get caught up, but it really comes down to your overall household interest rate. So if you've got a couple credit cards hovering around 20%, 18%, you've got payments that are based on 6-year, say it's a car note at 5 years. If you can take that and put it into a new 15, 20, or 30-year mortgage at an average rate of 6s in the 6% range. We're not quoting a certain APR, so the mortgage
right.
police can't come after us.
Thank you.
You can save a lot of money, right?
Yes.
You can save a lot of money on your monthly payment.
Correct.
And then that extra money you save, maybe you invest some of it, maybe you put it towards the principal pay down.
Yeah, and we actually had a closing yesterday, so we started off the year with a closing, and it was a refinance, that same scenario. And they actually did a refinance on their investment property. And we were able to lower that interest rate by 1%, but
Nice.
They were able to take that equity and pay off some of their Christmas debt, pay off, whatever debt they wanted to, and they're still saving money.
Yeah.
So and it doesn't
It's worth
cost
the
anything.
conversation.
Yeah, it's worth the conversation.
That's it.
It doesn't cost them anything to just talk to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Good news, good stuff. Thanks for coming in, Don and Kassie Copeland. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right. Coming up next, Ron Fuller in studio with us, Tri-County Metals. Another great example, local business owners supporting the local economy here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, I'm going to read an excerpt out of Charlie's new book, Stop in the Name of God, Why Honoring the Sabbath will transform your life. Coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rimes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got Ron Fuller joining us in studio here, Tri-County Metals. We're going to talk with Ron about his business. We got New Year's resolutions, also some maintenance ideas to think about. Also, the pastor, Rob McCoy, that is with Calvary Chapel in California. He's got some pretty cool takeaways from a recent podcast I listened to where he was the pastor out in California that despite the shutdowns, he opened up his church, and he had a lot of pushback from that, but ultimately he prevailed, and God was on his side. But I want to talk about a recent clip that he had played. Pretty cool clip there. Also, reading an excerpt from Charlie's book, Stop in the Name of God, Why Honoring the Sabbath Will Transform Your Life. There's a pretty cool clip here I want to play regarding secularism, and a great quote that I found in this book. Before we do, a couple of hot listings, and we'll jump right back into it here. Beautiful listings here in Tampa Bay, 5729 Garden Lakes Palm. This one's in Bradenton, Florida, Manatee County, here in the southern part of our listening audience. Great opportunity to buy real estate here. We got a 2-2. It's 1456 square feet. You have a gated community here, 55-plus community, and a great opportunity. You had a beautiful enclosed Florida room with glass framing, beautiful pond view. Right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, Bradenton, Florida. What a beautiful gem in the state of Florida is Bradenton. Residents enjoy access to recently updated clubhouse, fitness center, billiards room, heated pool, tennis and basketball court, shuffleboard, recreational trails. And you're close to Bradenton, of course, Sarasota and Anna Maria Island. 5729 Garden Lakes Palm, one of our listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, online at platinummvpteam.kw.com. We also have 12941 Wildflower Meadow Drive in Riverview. This is another beautiful listing from Doug on our team. It's a 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. Beautiful home here. I love the darker wood cabinetry there, stainless steel appliances, tile flooring. This is in Triple Creek, which is a vibrant Riverview community, 990 acres planned development adjacent to Triple Creek Nature Preserve, 1,200-acre preserve there as well. This is owned by a former chef with stylish kitchen, stainless steel appliances, sleek granite countertops, and plenty of space to entertain guests. Hurricane shutters are also included. Resort-style amenities in the community, pools, fitness centers, playgrounds, walking trails, and more at 12941 Wildflower Meadow Drive, Riverview, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com, and you can see all of our radio TV show experts at consumerqb.com.
This is God's country.
All right, let's welcome in Ron Fuller back in studio with us. Ron Fuller, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Brandon. It's so good to be here. I think we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions and home maintenance, particularly with the roof.
I love that idea, man. You gotta make things last a little bit more these days. It seems people's budgets are a little bit more crimped. We were mentioning earlier the average first-time buyer is 40 years old now. The average wage requirements now is 62 hours a week versus back in the 80s it was 32 hours a week. People are pinched, so maintenance can help extend the life of your different aspects of your home.
You know, that statistic, 40, made me sad. I bought my first home. I was 23. Now, I worked diligently for the down payment, but that really made me sad. Tell you, you have a listing that's I had an executive chef home I bought, and do you know he never used the oven? The plastic was still inside.
Oh, wow.
Unbelievable, right? I guess he must have cooked at the restaurant and brought it home, I suppose.
Stovetop, maybe. Maybe he's a stovetop guy,
Yeah.
grill.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's interesting. Yeah, man. So tell us about Tri-County Metals, and it's important also to note out there a way that you can support the show and support Ron and his business is that he works with local roofers and roofing companies, and he actually sells to them. So in essence, is it proper to say that you're wholesale to those folks?
So we're a manufacturer, and of course, a core business for us is roofing contractors. We also work in commercial. In fact, we're getting heavier into commercial as well as new home builders, so new construction. But it's fair to say that the public, the general public, can buy our product. But we don't do any installation, but we certainly can recommend some great folks. In fact, I'm looking forward to getting on the show. I want
with Logan?
Yeah, with Logan. Looking forward to that. But we're a Florida-based company. We manufacture in Trenton, Florida, and we manufacture in Okeechobee, Florida. And we're looking to help people get a once-in-a-lifetime roof for the lifetime of their roof.
Yeah, I love that. And these things really do last a lifetime. And what's the average lifespan of a metal roof?
Well, in Winter Haven, there are 100-year-old packing plants that used to pack oranges. Probably even during World War II. That's really where concentrated orange juice made its debut, was to help the guys on the front lines. But metal's just going to last. I mean, it can start to look old after 5 decades, but it's still there. It's still standing tall.
Yeah, it is. And wanted to play this clip that I know you're a strong Christian, and of course so am I, and a lot of our audience here. Pastor Rob McCoy, he's got a really cool clip here I wanted to play. This one stuck out to me in a recent podcast.
We were given freedom. I mean, think about it. If you're enjoying electricity, lighting, it was invented by an American. Air conditioning, invented by an American. Riding an elevator, invented by an American. Flying an airplane, invented by an American. Enjoy the internet, invented by an American, not Al Gore. But this is all that stuff.
That was a good one.
Because with freedom comes the ability for folks to dream, and the American dream.
And I mentioned that because, of course, in New York right now, they have this newly elected democratic socialist, of course, air quotes, a.k.a. communism, coming that way. And it's going to limit their choices. It's going to limit their abilities to earn income. It's going to and they're just openly racist against white people up in New York. But I'm saying that in a sense that people are going to be moving to Florida in record numbers.
Absolutely.
And we're going to need a lot of tri-county metal roofs on top of those
Yes,
homes.
we will.
Right?
I can't help but, and I do think of all the things Americans have invented. I can't help but think communists don't invent anything. I mean, they're probably good at mass killing. They're good at killing people. They're good at cutting off Christianity. But I can't think of what communists actually invent. What there's no incentive to develop.
Yeah, exactly. You kill you kill that internal push and that motivation by that collectivism, and he's sitting there on stage talking about the warmth of collectivism. He must be talking about one of those ovens that they put people in back in the Nazi days.
We are proud individualists. Americans are strong, and we are individuals, and freedom is the greatest gift we have. Some people might think the greatest gift we have is our prosperity, our safety. What an incredible military. Donald Trump, wow, what an incredible military.
Yeah.
But really, the greatest gift that God gives man is freedom.
Yes, that's right.
And what price would you put on freedom?
Right.
Communism says from cradle to grave, we're going to decide your life for you. There will be a small percentage of us high up in the government that will live like billionaires. But everybody else, here's the bicycle you get, here's the job you're going to get, here's how many kids you're allowed to have, China. Yep. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Freedom is the greatest gift we have.
Yeah, it really is. It truly is, and that's the founding of our country, and it's in all of our founding papers. It's inscribed on the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, which was our first capital. So yeah, I think so many people, especially the young people, need to learn this. We have to reach them, and that's what Charlie did so well. So with that, I want to transition to an excerpt out of his book. If you haven't picked up a copy yet, check him out online. I think it's 45books.com. Stop in the name of God. But I want to open to a page that caught me. I wanted to read this excerpt, and it's talking about the green movement and all these different gods that they worship now, a lot of the secular. But here's an excerpt from here. It says, in observation often attributed to G.K. Chesterton, here's a quote. When people stop believing in God, they don't believe in nothing. They believe in anything. Yes. And in this case, the anything, quote unquote, is the earth itself, a return to ancient altar, this time rebranded as a policy, protest, and planetary piety. So, that was a really interesting quote, because that's the problem, I think, in America right now, is we've gotten so far away from our Christian roots. And this whole thing about separation of church and state, that's not what the intention was in the Federalist Papers. It was actually the separation of church and state was there. It was in the first letters, words, 16 words in the Declaration of Independence. And essentially it was to keep the state out of the church, like they tried to do with Pastor Rob McCoy at Calvary Chapel when they sprung this Chinese virus on us.
Yes, and I love history, and I love God the most. A lot of that was the Methodist Church was forced upon us in England. The Spanish had the Catholic Church and Lutheran Church from Germany. The idea was with the Mayflower and with our pilgrims is we want to worship, we want government out of our worship, and somehow the satanic left spun it somewhere in the 1950s to mean you cannot have any religion in government, and that's not what that meant at all.
Yeah,
they hijacked it. It's a lie.
Yeah, and they these adversaries of Christ and the truth and of God have tried to change. What this book's all about is the Sabbath, the 7-day work week, and taking that day off. Whether it's arguable whether it's a Saturday or a Sunday. But what is also another excerpt here, and he talks a lot about Genesis 1:1 in the beginning. But the French Revolution in 1793, in an effort to obliterate the influence of the Catholic Church and Christianity itself, the National Convention introduced a new calendar as part of a sweeping program to de-Christianization. The 7-day week was abolished and replaced with a 10-day cycle, or decade, in which only the 10th day was designated as a day of rest. Now, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is.
Most people don't realize that the French did that. And then also when you flip the page and you go over to the next page here, Nazi Germany, what they did here now is they created, it was a rest days were staggered. So what they tried to create here in the Soviet Revolution, rest days were staggered amongst the population, meaning husbands, wives, and children often had different rest days, intentionally designed to prevent social and religious gatherings and to separate the family, Ron.
Separate the family.
Yeah.
That's what the communists want to do. And, even the Bible talked about letting the land rest for 7 years. We would have much healthier food. I know this is a different subject, but let the earth rest. It was supposed to rest every 7 years.
That's right.
But
and
yes,
replenish,
communism's biggest enemy to their cause, their destructive cause, socialism, communism, Marxism, is God.
Yes.
God stands in stark contrast to socialism, communism, and the whole idea. We have the right in this country to fail or succeed, but we have the right and the freedom to do that. A person has the freedom to have a low-paying job that gives them satisfaction, or a person can work as hard as they want and achieve the American dream, but we get to choose that. Freedom, again, is the most important thing we can have besides our relationship with God, our Creator.
Yeah, and it's part of natural rights, natural law, and the ability to own property. We have the new top housing authority advisor from Adami in the state of New York. You won't believe what he says. Yeah, it's openly racist. They were talking about treating properly. He says for centuries we treated property as individual, where it should be warm collectivism. So it's just unbelievable. And I can mark my word, a year and a half, 2 years from now, you're going to see a internal combustion of New York City, and people are going to be moving to Florida in droves. And it's almost to the point where, in a sense, on one hand, you want to say we're full. Look, we don't want any radicals moving down here.
Yeah.
But I think that mostly the people that have the means to move and the smarts to move, they're going to come to the red state of Florida.
Well, they rely on a lot of real estate investment in New York and reinvestment. And who is going to do that? Who is going to carry portfolios of money to invest in real estate in New York City?
Nobody. Yeah.
Do you know, I even heard that the state of New York is selling solar and wind farms to Canada.
Huh.
But you can't drill for natural gas there.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It really is. So Ron Fuller here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, TriCountyMetals.com. He's online at TriCountyMetals.com. And a quick shout out to Satellite Phone Store, sat123.com/REQB. We had Thomas King on earlier talking about the importance of owning firearms and being able to defend yourself. I think it's almost as important to have a communication device. Sat123.com/REQB is where you can go and access Satellite Phone Store. All of their great products. They've got satellite phones. They've got the Divvy stick as well, where you can kind of pre-program that almost like a pager / communication device. Sat123.com/REQB. And also switch your mobile provider to Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They are mobilizing freedom. PatriotMobile.com/Consumer QB is your URL there, patriotmobile.com/Consumer QB. And we're going to take a quick break and come back and talk more with Ron Fuller here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, TriCountyMetals.com. He's the business development manager and longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rimes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online. WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at DavidReynoldsJewelryandCoin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. That's ConsumerQB, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show. Ron Fuller in studio with us. TriCountyMetals.com for all of your roofing needs, metal roofing needs. Logan Briggs as well. Shout out to Logan and his team. He is a great business owner as well here in Tampa Bay. Logan Briggs, Gulf Shield Roofing for your retail sales and installs. Also coming up as well, Auburn lands USF star quarterback Byram Brown in transfer portal. As you know, I'm a former USF football player, and we kind of knew that was going to happen. You got a big stud quarterback, and he's at USF. He transfers to the bigger school. He actually followed Alex Golish over to Auburn. So man, kind of leaves us in a pickle here with.
They might need you back, Brandon.
Yeah, we'll come out of retirement. I think I can go maybe get my law degree. Who knows? We'll see. All right, a couple of hot listings. We'll jump right back into it here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We feature all of our real estate properties on air, and it helps us sell our listings faster for more money with less headaches. We got a property here at 7991 Lake James Boulevard. 7991 Lake James Boulevard. Motivated seller, owners motivated here. This is a property that we have over in Lakeland, Florida. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-car garage, 1890 square feet, 55-plus community, Lake James community in Lakeland. It's an open floor plan, split floor plan, gorgeous tile, luxury vinyl flooring throughout, lighter color kitchen cabinetry. I love those lighter color stone as well in the kitchen, and a great opportunity. You have a large community pool and a nice community water feature there as well. And we also have a bar for sale, 5402 West US Highway 92 in Plant City. We've got a bar for sale right here in Plant City. The Finish Line Saloon is listed, and it is for sale. Great opportunity to own a bar. If you ever thought about that, here's your chance. Owners motivated. Let's make a deal. 16 taps, ice machines, flat screens, TV, on-site ATM, jukebox, pool tables, website, establish online presence. 5402 US Highway 92 in Plant City. We have the Finish Line Saloon listed for sale. And you can see all of our listings online and search the MLS at platinummvpteam.kw.com. See all of our radio, TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com. And you can click over to our YouTube channel right there, where we just reached over 1 million views on our channels. And we greatly appreciate everybody that supports the Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com. All right, Ron Fuller back in studio with us here. And Ron, what's another consumer tip? You mentioned maintenance,
yes, sir.
Taking care of your roof and taking care of some of those components are going to make it last longer.
Absolutely. That bar you got listed, I noticed, I've owned a lot of real estate, lived in a number of places. Bars never go out of business. I mean, there's stores that change, restaurants change, but those bars are always there, man.
Hey, the economy's good, the economy's bad. It's almost
Right.
like an attorney office, right?
Absolutely.
The attorneys are going to be in business whether the economy's good or economy's bad.
You got it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about maintenance. So, visual aids are great on a radio show, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm holding a good old caulk gun in my hand, and let me tell you, you can't get those type that you can, hand squeeze.
Yeah.
You can't have those.
Not as
That's
good.
a soy latte oat milk. You can't do it. This is the way you do it with a caulk gun, because you're going to have better control and better quality. So I noticed in the gym, it's busy. I hate my gym January and February because the people are all in there who aren't going to last, but they take up all the equipment, taking selfies and things. But maintenance is important. So my New Year's resolution for even myself is to do a much better job of maintaining my home. Caulk is incredibly important because it is what keeps mold, mildew, and moisture and water out of things that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about even your shower, your tub. This is not a once and done. This is a consumable, shrinkable, dry outing product that needs to be replaced and maintained. Caulk does not last forever. And there are particular caulks for different applications. So when you go into good old Home Depot or Lowe's or Ace, silicone, and you look for types that you cannot paint over silicone. So if you have a stair-step crack in your concrete block home, don't use silicone, because it'll shine when you touch up paint. You'll always see it. Make sure that you're not getting a trim or molding caulk, which is different from something that's designed to waterproof. Now, for maintenance of home roofs, basically, you have to maintain a roof. And shingle, tile, and metal, even metal, there's certain things you want to do, particularly if you have a shingle roof. You got to watch for it as it's drying out through the years. Tile roof that can chatter as the screws loosen up. These are all things that you want to look for. Fortunately, it looks like we're running out of time, but get up on your roof this year. Make it a resolution to have a professional get up there. Somebody you can trust. They're going to give you an honest valuation, and a little bit of maintenance goes a long ways.
Yeah. And reach out to Tri-County Metals online at tricountymetals.com. Ron Fuller, thanks for coming in. Longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And I want to thank also Don and Kassie Copeland, the Copeland Team, powered by Benchmark Mortgage on the earlier part of the show. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.